was your experience about Shah Commission?
All right. Now, there's a very ironic uh, story about the Shah Commission, which I attended quite a few of their sessions.
Vigyan Bhavan.
Now,
Yes.
it started in 10 Janpat,
Okay.
which was then the Youth Congress office.
Okay.
Used to be the Youth Congress office, and the Shah Commission took it over and started having their hearings there. Then they moved to Patiala Court, the Patiala Court complex. But Ken Janpat was where they had their first initial hearings. It is now the residence of Sonia Gandhi. So there's a lot of irony involved
Exactly.
in that. But I attended a lot of and Justice Shah was a very no nonsense man. He summoned Indira Gandhi, he summoned Sanjay. Indira Gandhi refused to appear, and her lawyers represented her. But eventually, the findings of the Shah Commission that it was unjustified, the emergency, there was a abuse of power, that censorship they mentioned, and they mentioned India Today as being, one of the victims. They mentioned the forced sterilizations, detention of opposition leaders, and they filed FIRs against Sanjay and Indira Gandhi, along with other ministers, B.C. Shukla, etc., who had imposed, who was then information minister, and Sanjay Gandhi's role in, bulldozing parts of Delhi, sterilization, etc. So they filed the FIRs, and the government accepted the then Junta government accepted the findings. And incidentally, I also covered simultaneously, there was another trial going on about the Kissa Kursi case
Oh,
involving Sanjay Gandhi.
Amrit Night.
So I
Nahata.
covered,
Yes.
Nahata.
Yes.
So I covered that as well.
Oh, very interesting.
And I have the bruises to prove it because he was surrounded by these goons. There was a lot of shoving and pushing, and of course, he was convicted in that case as well. But then Nahata himself dropped the case for very unknown reason. So he was given a jail sentence. He went to jail for a day or so, but he got bail and came out.
A token
And
imprisonment.
then token imprisonment. And then what happened was the Janata Party itself collapsed.
Yes.
Their inner contradictions were too much, and which allowed Mrs. Gandhi to come back to power. So all those FIRs turned out to be meaningless.
Yes.
They were never implemented because Mrs. Gandhi came back to power. And so it was the Shah Commission itself report is almost 550 pages.
Voluminous.
And it's a very comprehensive and accurate record now of the emergency era and what happened,
Yes.
who was involved.
During the emergency days, was any issue of India Today, the editorial or some news item, etc.? Did you sort of
They
were you asked
they
to drop
quoted
it or
us.
something, correct it, tone it down?
We were asked during the emergency by the censors to tone down certain. Mrs. Gandhi was very sensitive about her image abroad, which is why they banned us from sending it abroad, and then eventually tried to tone down a lot of what we were reporting. But by then, by the time the emergency was over, we were free to report whatever we wanted.
Right. Okay.
And we went, to town. So it was a very, no, I'm just saying that the difference between the fact that we had all this material and the moment the emergency was lifted, we were free to publish what we wanted, which we did. And that gave the magazine this huge amount of credibility. And from then on, there was, it just grew from strength to strength, and we hired all the best talent that was available in India in journalism. We started hiring, very, very well-known journalists
Yes.
from various.
Indeed. Yes. What do you find some similarity in the reporting of truth, fearless journalism as is being witnessed today? Now, This is one model and one you saw that time post 75. What are your comments?
Yes, the media is, in my view, totally compromised. Ever since this government came into power, there's been a huge sea change in the way that the media reports. Some of it has to do with, as we saw with NDTV, some of it has to do with the government using agencies like the ED to go after the owners, and also using people like Mr. Adani to buy media houses so that they're controlled by them. Ambani himself has control over a lot of media outlets. In some cases, the owners themselves were admirers of Modi, and they've succumbed to this era of total media compliance and compromise. It's very sad as a journalist who went through the post emergency and the emergency and how India today was built. It's very sad to see what it is today. It is a total abdication of all the journalistic rules that we were brought up on, which was speak truth to power. And they're not doing that at all. There is silence, and there's acquiescence, and there's undue praise for anything to do with government. It's a very sad day for journalism.
You know, Nehru had famously said that he would much rather have irresponsible media than to have controlled media.
Absolutely. He was right.
Yes,
He was right.
they need to be spoken. Thanks
Yes.
a lot, Dilip.
Not at all.
I'm sure the viewers would love, they would watch this, your conversation with interest, and we'll get an opportunity to talk again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.